Hi, everyone. This is Jeff from that'sgoodenough.for me.com, and this is Almost Punk Enough podcast. Theme song. We don't really have a theme song, so I guess I'll just keep making one up until we can get one. Today's episode will be an interview with Australian melodic punk act Nerdlinger, who have their new album, Growing Up is Getting Old, out this Friday, November 28th. Specifically, Daniel Antix, guitar, and Scotty McNairn, bass and co-vocals. But before we get to that, I just want to briefly talk about how we're getting down to the end of the year and things are starting to get quiet on the music release front. And maybe you're thinking, I'm getting kind of bored with life and I want to do something new and exciting. Well, one thing you can do is to become a contributor at that'sgoodenough.for me.com. Now, I'm going to warn you first and foremost, we don't make any money here. No one makes any money. In fact, I lose money, but we do have certain perks that might still make this beneficial. The first off is that we don't really assign anything. You only contribute as much or as little as you want. But also, we do have some perks that also would be kind of beneficial. You get access to pre-release promos of albums, singles, things like that for review, and also the opportunities for guest passes or even photo passes to concerts in your area for the purposes of review and photo galleries. It's a lot of fun, and you can really become a big part or a little part of your local music scene, help to boost bands that other people normally wouldn't hear of, and all that other fun jazz. So if you are curious and want to learn more, please reach out to us via any of our social media, or also you can reach us at contact@that'sgoodenough.for me.com. One big long word at that'sgoodenough.for me.com. Thank you very much. We're going to have a short break, and when we get back, Danny and Scotty from Nerdlinger. And we are back with Danny and Scotty from Nerdlinger. You guys are down in Australia at the moment, and it is
G'day,
it is
mates.
like spring, right? It's the end of spring for you guys, right?
Yeah,
It is a
well,
cracking, beautiful day outside. Yeah,
Eh,
pretty
eh,
much.
yeah. Oh, what's the weather like down? What's the temperature for you
I don't want
I'm
to
guys?
make you too
I'm
jealous,
in, I'm
but
in shorts and thongs for work. So
yep,
yeah, it's probably
yeah,
what 20 degrees at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
which is like 300 Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
I don't know
something
how the
like that.
conversion works.
I don't know.
Something like
Yeah.
that. Me no good at math.
Yeah, we'll like have a little like add in. Someone will
I'm
just like
wearing
come
shoes.
quickly come in. Oh yeah, people cannot see this, but we have bare feet going on because it's just so comfortable and beautiful there. And you've still got your summer to happen with that as well. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, great, man. Real good. Yeah, cracking in the life, which is good. Summer's coming along, which we absolutely love. Well, I love. I'm a sand guy. Antix hates getting sand in the pants. But yeah, not good. Very good. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
Oh, we've been it's been up and down and getting over a sinus infection. We've recently moved out of the Bay Area to
That's always nice.
Minnesota, so it's cold and warm here. And my office is now set up in a basement, like it's a den, with a garage next to me. So like there's like one heat vent to provide any heat to this room. So it's like always like
Ooh.
40, like 2 or 3 degrees cooler than the rest of the house. And that's Celsius.
Yeah, wow. So go easy on the chili dip.
Yeah, so Fahrenheit is probably like 400 degrees colder than the rest of the house, right? Because
Oof,
that's how the
feeling it.
math works. That's how the math works.
It checks out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
400, 450, give or take.
right. So we for people who may not remember this or back when I was over at Punk News, we met when you guys came over touring in support of Happy Place, your LP from 2018. You went the West Coast, flew back over, went down the East Coast to the fest, and I came to see you guys in Philly. How have you been doing since then?
Yeah, good. That was a rowdy night. That was probably the rowdiest I've seen a small town cafe ever get. I think there was some like spoken word poetry or something between bands as well, which was pretty ripping.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
honestly think I was the only person there who was not actually affiliated with one of the bands.
Yeah,
So,
did somebody fall through the floorboards or something as well? I think Tim nearly got injured.
Yeah, that was me.
Dan
That was
Hick, that
me.
was you.
Yep.
It's usually
yeah.
Yep.
always you.
Well, because
Yep.
they had
Yep.
that like,
Too much weight on the stage.
yeah. Well, you had like that they had
Speak
that
for yourself.
like they had like 6 inch high stage, and then like this big gap, and then the drums behind that. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
if you
it
moved
was
too
up and
much,
down.
right? And if you moved too much, and it was small, so and you're not, you guys are tall people. I mean, so it's like you're big.
Oh, I'm not. I'm
Well,
definitely
okay.
not.
Well,
Scotty is.
Scotty is, and
Yeah, yeah.
he's next to you, so he's like waving that bass around, and
Yeah, there's usually some pretty near misses with that thing.
yeah, and Dan, you're lefty, right?
That's right. Yeah, so I get
Okay.
in everyone's way.
Yeah. So you're sitting there and like you're keeping the neck of the guitar out of like the PA, like right next to you, kind of
Yeah.
sideways.
Mm.
Yeah. So that was a good time. And then we tried to meet
Yeah.
up for the Philly cheesesteaks afterwards, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
That
we did
Winnebago that
go
we
to
had
we
was
did find the spot though, and it was good. But driving that RV through Philly streets was not fun.
Oh yeah, you guys had like
no.
a full on like RV,
We
like
couldn't find a
yeah.
corner that it would actually fit. I think it was like 20, it was like 200, 2,030 foot or something. Again, I don't know how that conversion works. Yeah, 2,300 foot. And we just couldn't find a left turn that we could actually make in that thing. Every time we'd come out to a corner, left here. Nope.
That was
I think we went like 600 kilometers or something. And again, I don't know what that conversion
I'm sure.
is,
I'm sure.
but
Yeah, I think we got the cheesesteak in North Carolina or something.
yeah.
yeah, by the time we found a left turn we could make.
At one point, like I was sitting there, I was like waiting for you guys, and I was like, oh man, I got my kids got school tomorrow. I got to go home, and I had like a drive home, out of town. And I remember walking and I just saw like the minivan or the RV like go like across like the street, like a couple blocks down. And then like I walked another block and then I saw it like to the side doing another block. And I'm like, they're circling trying to find a place, but it's not gonna happen.
Not gonna
But
We
happen.
ended up. We ended up.
actually got it right. Yeah. So
We
that's
ended up finding the place. It's got the red benches. It keeps popping up on like my Instagram and YouTube now, and I'm like, that's where I had the Philly cheesesteak, and I was obsessed with them after that. I started making them at home.
oh, that's
Yeah, you did.
awesome.
That was my first one. I was like, I didn't get it. I was like, why would anyone want to have a cheesesteak? And then I had it. I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever.
Yeah,
that's
pretty good. That's awesome. So we're talking today because you guys have a new album coming out.
We
We
do.
Do
Finally.
We go for short.
yeah,
We go.
we go yeah. So it's growing up is getting old, which is it's true. You
Yeah.
guys are a bit younger than me, but I love the drawing on the front, and especially was it Tim Drummer? Who's the drummer?
Oh, Joe. So Joe's
Joe,
the
yeah,
drummer
Joe.
now. Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it really like looks a lot like him, but bald.
Well, the
Yeah.
feedback we get is like everyone, like especially Joe's mates, because he's a lot younger. He's still in his 20s, and they're like, Why are you the only one who looks older? Everyone just looks like them, and they drew you older."
Yeah. Why is he the only one that they aged? Like, what do you mean he's the only one that they aged? It's like, well, all the other guys just look normal and it made you bald and aged you. It's like, no, they've aged everyone. The difference just doesn't look as severe on our fat balding asses.
That's awesome. So, so this is you've put out a couple things in the interim, some singles. There's like that four-way split with all the melodic punk bands that came out, but this is like the first LP since Happy Place in 7 years. So, what and why of the new album? What was the impetus for getting all these songs together? There's a lot of them. You got 15 songs, and now you're kind enough to share it with me. I've been listening to it quite a bit. It's awful. It's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. It's super good. I love your music. Like this is great because I've been kind of frustrated because I've been like Happy Place stays on my device. Like it goes with me and I listen to it a lot still. So
Yeah,
I'm
thank
kind of
you.
getting my money's worth, even though you guys kind of gave it to me for free, or Thousand Islands gave it to me for free. But it's a great album, and I'm always pushing it to people. So why now with Growing Up is Getting Old?
Ooh, good question.
It wasn't from lack of trying. I was trying to wrangle these guys all through COVID, but
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
COVID
It was a bit
happened,
of a COVID happened. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
and then
Kids definitely slowed down
kids
the
happened.
process as well. Yeah. Well, we had
And then Scott moved
to
out of
go.
town.
I moved out of town. That slowed the whole thing down as well. We actually had another project that we were sort of working on. So Antix,
Yeah.
running Deaf Wolf Studios, was running a studio in the city. Same studio, but a different setup. And then he got jack of the rental prices and moved into a studio in Kurnell, and basically is now built this epic warehouse that's got you got like 5 studios in there and all this kind of stuff. But when
Yep.
he first kicked that off, he was a bit quiet. And whenever Antix is quiet, he gets itchy and he's looking for projects and he's looking for stuff to do. And he's like, we've got to be putting songs out. We've got to be doing these things. So I had this idea to keep him busy and stop him telling me to do stuff, that we do this giant project. And what we came up with was called 52 Pickup. And we were basically going to do the whole song a week. We're going to do a song a week for a year and just keep bringing songs out every single week. And it was like, yeah, we can make this happen. And Antix was like, all right, if you guys pull your fingers out and you commit to this, we'll make this happen. And we were like, yeah, sure, we'll do that, Antix, of course. And I think he
Spoiler,
agreed to
no
it,
one
knowing
pulled their
that
finger
full
out.
well. No one pulled their finger out. I think you knew that from the get-go. You were like, yeah, you guys just proved that you could do it. Mate, I was going mental with the concepts. I was also smoking a lot of weed at the time. But the plan was to have like a deck of, like, it wouldn't be an album. It would be printed on a deck of cards, and each card would have a Spotify QR code on the back of it for that respective song. And then the digital artwork for it was going to be this giant puzzle piece that would slowly come together. So as a song got released, it would be a small 52th of the whole collective artwork.
52nd.
And then gradually, 1/52nd, whatever the math is,
Show
would
off.
eventually become this giant artwork of something. And then, people might not realize for a little while that that's what it was. And then, kudos to whoever puts it together. Anyway.
Which we
as
actually
Eric
had
said,
drawn as well. Jace, who did the Growing Up is Getting Old and Happy Place, he drew this other thing. So he pulled his finger out.
Right.
He did. Yeah. And
So-
it was a huge file too, because it had to be so big that you could fit all of the individual album covers onto the one piece. So it's still sitting there. It's still potentially ready to go. But that kind of came about because we had so many demos. I think we had like 30 demos, some, just a verse and a chorus and some mumbling, and others that were really detailed, pretty much finished songs. And then, as Antix said, COVID came along, kids came along. I was studying to be a celebrant as well. I married Antix and his wife. I usually just say I married Antix, but there's a bit of studying going on in that as well. I'm actually marrying my sister next year as well, so got to be careful how I finish that sentence.
This is what happens when you move out of Sydney.
Yeah, I'm living down south now, so it's perfectly fine to marry your sister. But so there was just a lot going on. We had a lot of demos floating around, and then we just
42 demos.
got to 42 demos. So
Wow.
we got close.
Okay.
We were 10 off. And then, Antix word was getting out about his epic producing skills, and all of a sudden his spare time and linearly his patience for us his spare time declined, and so did his patience for our fingers being crammed right up there at that sweet little tickle spot. So we went, guys, I don't have time to do this. Let's do an album. We went, all right, yeah, sure. It's been 5 years of us trying to make this epic project work. Let's cut the crap and do an album. And at that point, we had some cracking songs that we'd worked on and we'd put through. So this is sort of the best of the 42. With the exception of Claws, which was my favorite, but we didn't get that on there. But that's all right. That's coming up later at another day.
The rule ended up being first songs to the finish line, get on the record.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it just took too long. So the good news is there's like the next record's half written. So,
it's ready to go.
Maybe just give us another 6 years and we'll put that one out.
I'm going to be old by then. I'm going to be old.
Yeah. Well, the thing that happened too, like, because it had been so long, like, obviously, the Big C came along and we went from being this young party band, going around and drinking heaps of beers and, playing pretty well because we were pretty well rehearsed, to then me moving out of town, us having kids, not practicing every week. Being on the other side of that, it was like,
we never practiced every week.
No, we didn't, but at least we played a lot of shows, and so we were pretty.
We played
tight
a lot
from
of
that.
shows. Yeah,
yeah, and then coming out of that, it was like, all right, let's crack these beers, let's party, let's play a gig, and I was so out of shape and just way not ready for that. I was like, my back's going out. So I'm like, oh God, we're this old band now. What happened in the last 5 years? We got old.
It went from
always
Scott.
been old, but the rest of us.
It went from Scott throwing up on stage because he drank too much to Scott throwing up on stage because he strained himself too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, the crowd did notice. You still get what you get. You don't get upset. Unless you're in the front row, then you get wet. Take that how you will. But it was a lot of fun. Yeah, we were pretty happy to do it all.
Sounds like we'll be right back in just a moment. Talk more about Nerdlinger's new album and what else they've got going on. See you in a moment. And we are back with Daniel Antix and Scotty McNairn of Nerdlinger talking about their upcoming album, Growing Up is Getting Old, which is out this Friday.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really good. I really, really like it. So thank you very much once again for making music that makes me happy. And you guys are all a bunch of people that make me really happy. So it makes me sad that I've only really met you in person once, but we get to keep in touch via the social medias, even though we're half a world away. So you said, it's kind of like the best ones are the first over the finish line. Made it on here. So part of the question is, what out of these songs for each of you is probably the one you really like more than the other ones? I'm not going to say the most because you probably like them all, but which is your favorite of the bunch, and why?
No, they're like kids. You can totally have favorites. Your grandparents will say you can't, but you totally can.
Jesus.
I think my favorite is probably Face Down at Five Dogs, which at one point was the album name. I think it's probably kind of going back to what I said about, getting old and coming back into touring. It's kind of about that. And it's a bit reflective on going on a tour. And, what did Tim say? Tim has a good quote about
Tim enjoys tour retrospectively.
Yeah, enjoys tour retrospectively. You go on tour with Tim, he's so much fun to be with, and he's just like, nah. Oh, this is a pain in the ass, and this is hard, and we've got to do this. Oh, they're making us do that. We've got to do this phone call thing. And then he gets home and he's like, fuck, that was so much fun. And he's just like blowing up a chat about how much fun it was. It's like, you were complaining because we were keeping you up late and we had to go and drive these places, and this is a long drive. And he's like, yeah, it was great. What are you talking about? I never complained. You're like, you complained the whole time. So it's a little bit about that, like it's your ears hurt, your throat hurts, your stomach's sore, your stomach lining is gone, you're exhausted, you're sleeping on people's floors, but just loving every minute of it as well. So that's probably my favorite one. And it's also very fast. And the drummer Joe wrote most of, I think he wrote the riffs and then everything that sort of came with it. And then we just sort of tapped into it. And I like the title name too, because it was about when we were on tour with The Decline. We were up in Queensland and they were banging on about this vegan hot dog stand we had to go to. Best hot dogs you'll ever have in your life. They were all right. But we've been sitting there for about 20 minutes.
Unedible.
Unedible hot dogs, yeah.
Unedible.
I think we used them to chock up the trailer at one point. It's just safer as a parking brake. No, then maybe they're listening, Thank you. We're looking for sponsorships too if you guys are out there. It's in the middle of Fortitude Valley, which is like Queensland's equivalent of the Las Vegas Strip. And after 20 minutes of munching down these hot dogs, we turn around and Joe's like, oh, check this guy out. And there was this guy that was quite literally face down at Five Dogs. But the position he was in, it was like he was Superman and then just kind of got snoozy and fell asleep and Supermaned his way face down onto the ground like a touchdown. And he was just there, just face down at Five Dogs. We were like, okay. The whole street was just full of zombies and people doing that kind of behavior. So
right.
We munched our vegan hot dogs and went home and wrote a song about it.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. There you go.
I like the sad songs. Something and Condemned. They're the ones that get me in the feels.
Yeah. Condemned and what?
Something.
You said something.
Every time I say, don't just ignore him. Ignore him.
Song name something. And he's like, all right, come on, we're rehearsing, let's play something. I'm like, yeah, well, let's play something. Like, what song are we going to play? Just the look of like, I fucking hate you so much. It's great. I'm sorry, can we swear on this?
Yeah, you can, totally. Now, Dan, is it safe to say that maybe Scotty's the most difficult one?
Oh, no.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
For sure.
Have you met
I
Tim?
think, yeah, I think Tim and I are both difficult in our own ways. We go out of our way to make Antix's life as difficult as possible. Joe's just smiling along, making everything happen.
Yeah, yeah,
Tim,
yeah.
Tim will make up a song on the spot, and it's amazing. It was like, cool. Okay, well, let's just record that. Nah, I don't like it.
Oh, jeez.
It was good. Let's just nah, it's fine. Nah.
I just made it up. We're like,
How about this one,
just
though?
made it up. It was amazing.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, something in kind of good songs as well. There's a lot of them. I want to talk about, so obviously people haven't heard this one yet. Bike Jumps in the Youth of Today. That's like an angry song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
what was the impetus for that? Because it's like,
I kind of, this was just in the middle of COVID, sitting at home, and just came up with these heavy riffs, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to send this to the boys, and they're just going to be like, nah, this is not us." And I sent it through, and then Scott came back with these lyrics about these kids building bike jumps across the road from his house like 2 days later, and I was like,
Yeah.
I feel like we
Probably
just
the
got
most-
old.
Yeah. It was definitely a realization. I think that was a stepping stone towards the album title for sure. Those damn kids, man. Yeah, it was like I was living in this nice little cozy abode, and we had this little creek across the road, and it was connected to the ocean by a long distance. But I said it had ocean views because technically it was tidal, so it was ocean water. And these kids turned up one day and
The
started
storm
building
water
bike
went
jumps.
past the front of his house.
Yeah. Natural rainwater. It depends what you call it. Potato, tomato. And these kids just turned up and started, with shovels and started building some bike jumps. And I was like, that's nice to see. Look at these kids. They're not on devices. And I'm pulling out weeds in my front. It's only a rental, but I'm, pulling out the weeds and being a nice citizen and getting all Hank Hill on my lawns. And then, the kids are building bike jumps and they're all making friends. I was like, this is so good to see. Bloody legends. And then about a week later, it looked like a hurricane had come through and just dumped every dumpster in town upside down into space. And I was like, you fucking little ratbag shits, bloody coming onto my nice little park and building your bike jumps and bloody leaving your rubbish everywhere and fucking... So it's quite literally exactly that. It's just me as an old man ranting on at these kids from across the road. And I went over there to give them a piece of my mind. And my missus for like a week was like, don't go over and tell the kids to pick up. No, I'm going to do it, babe. I'm going to let the bloody water. It's going into this ocean water and it's running out the ocean. The dolphin's going to drown on it. Bloody, I'm going to tell them. But then I did do it for like a week or two. And then one day she's driving home. She sees me basically shaking my fist in the air at these kids in the park. No, they were really cool. I was like, hey guys, a lot of rubbish over here. And I was expecting them to be like, fuck off, old man. Tell us what to do. And I'm like, guys, I'm the punk rock one in this equation, all right? I'll tell you to fuck off. But they were actually super friendly, and they were like, oh, it's not our rubbish, sir. Like, we'll clean it up. Can we borrow your bin? There's no bins down here. It's like, yeah, boys, no worries. Here's bin. Let's all pick it up together. And then they all helped me pick it up. And then they asked if they could borrow my shovels. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, kids. I got some power tools too. Let's go nuts.
yeah.
And yeah, it was great. So it ended up being a friendly outcome. They were good kids doing their best. They just didn't know about putting rubbish in bins.
Right.
I think I taught them something that day.
So maybe that becomes like the sequel song to that story, where actually like you end up being the cool old guy, right?
Yeah, it's talking about me being cool, kids. Yeah. And the old man came along and told me to put my shit in the bin. Win-win the environment. Yeah.
See, there we go. See?
Writes
Right
itself.
there. Yeah, it does. All right. So what you guys got going on for the album? You're going to be doing any shows, anything to support the release?
Oh, we're just going to partner with Clean Up Australia and go around and throw our album at kids in the park, pretty much. Yeah, we got some stuff. We got some shows. What do we got, Antix?
Nothing that's announced yet.
Okay.
But there will be. So there's a few supports for. I guess we can say the tour's announced.
Yeah,
so we're doing
the tour's announced.
Sydney, Wollongong, and Melbourne on the Wilhelm Scream tour early next year.
Nice.
And we will do a Guago tour at some stage next year. It's just I have other touring commitments with other bands that I work with for basically the first quarter.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm just
So,
yelling kids in the park, and you're out playing on the
also,
road
Tim started a new
second
role,
weekend.
and he's like, I got no leave. I can't do anything. So, but we will do something.
Pressures of life, mate. Yeah.
We will do something. Pat Decline's been on me. Oh, so you're going to tour this record? Well, we should do something together. Can I have my hair dry back?
Yeah, it's been it's mind blowing, man. Like we, just in getting active again with our social media stuff and songs coming out, we're just getting random messages from people overseas and like, oh, you come back to Japan, come to Europe, you can sleep on my couch, all that kind of stuff. And we're like, fuck yeah. But yeah, it is unfortunately that growing up is getting old element of it where it's like, okay, how do I convince the misso that it'll be a nice time if I just leave her at home with the two kids for 3 weeks while I go and network and build the brand reputation as we do. She sees straight through the bullshit. It's like you're just gonna go and party hard and tour like crazy. I'm like, well, yes, but. We put a lot of energy and effort and time and into this band, and it's not my fault. That's what it happens to be. When you start a band? She's also probably working next door in the room. I'm going to get slapped in the head. But I also love her very much. And it's so good having the family that I love. She's such an awesome girl.
And on that note, we will be right back.
Do you need marriage counseling? Marriage counseling is available online. Call 314-892 Klondike 8.
We can't hear you.
I think you're on.
Jeff, we can't hear you.
I'm gonna have to leave that in. And we are back now with Nerdlinger talking about their plans for the future with the touring and the new album, all that other stuff. So we kind of touched upon the fact that you have a whole bunch of demos in place and maybe a new album in the works, possibly in the future. But it sounds like with Deaf Wolf and all of Dan's work going on, my time might be a little stretched out for that. What do you see for the future with those songs coming to fruition? You joked about 6 years, but you really think it'll be that long?
We actually had a discussion about this when we finished Guago, and I was like, because it was such a drawn out process, I said, next time we're all taking 2 weeks off work, we're staying at the studio, and we're banging it out in 2 weeks. Everyone seems on board with that idea, and probably, hopefully, the plan is the end of 2026. We do that rather than going away on tour or anything. So we'll see. Plans change, but it'll be nice. I'd like to follow this one up with something that we do, like 2 weeks start to finish. Whereas this was done over 7 years. I don't know. I listened to it and I'm like, oh, I can hear the different periods of work and whatever, and it drives me crazy, but I don't think anyone else cares about that.
You're splitting hairs over frequency levels. That's a good point, Mark, because we definitely changed the way, this was very different recording process to the previous ones. Like with me moving 3 hours away from the rest of the guys, we kind of recorded everything separately and then piece by piece and track by track. Whereas I think traditionally we've always done that sort of block where we just get in and smash it out. So it was a different process, and especially coming back, there's songs that there's probably still a couple on there, Antix, that we haven't actually played all the way through as a band yet. So getting ready, getting back into gigs was a bit tricky, and we're doing stuff that Joe was adamant about one of the riffs. I think it was for Hard questions. And he's like, no, definitely it goes like this. Like I'm 100%. I wrote the riff. I know it goes like that. And so I was playing it wrong. Antix was yelling at me for playing it wrong, and I'm like, I'm certain that this is correct and I died on that hill for it. And then Antix puts on the recording and we listen to it. And I'm like, it doesn't do that. And I'm looking at Joe like, you motherfucker, you set me up for this. It's like, I thought it went like that. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting part of the process too, where we don't even know how the songs go. But we did at one point, but we've recorded them over piece by piece. And then, usually they would grow organically and you'd start playing them live a little bit differently, but you're all doing that at the same time. Whereas in this process, we're all playing them a little bit differently at home. So, yeah, that's kind of fun too.
I got to say, I was actually for the first time. Impressed with the other guys in the band because, like Scotty was saying, it got too busy for me to just record everything. So I got them all kind of set up with little interfaces and stuff. Scotty would come into the studio and go sit upstairs and record like guitar and bass himself, and then he started recording Tim, and then Tim was like, "Oh, maybe I can do this at home." Then Tim got a little setup at home and started recording additional guitars and vocals, like backing vocals from home, and they just started sending me stuff, and started compiling it and reamping it and putting it together, and yeah, like
Re-recording the
this,
bass.
this definitely wasn't all recorded. Yeah, well, yeah, this definitely wasn't all recorded in the studio. It was recorded in different places. Scotty would go to Joe's place on a Friday night, have a couple of cases of beer, and record Hard Questions in a bedroom. And then I think Hard Questions is like the only song. Me and Tim are the guitarists in the band. We didn't play any guitar in that song. That's all Joe and Tim. Yeah. So this record, yeah, definitely everyone kind of like there are songs I didn't play on. There's songs Tim didn't play. Maybe there's Joe definitely played on everything because he played drums, but like it was definitely a joint effort. Not just in like the writing and stuff, but actually the recording as well. And no one was precious about someone playing one of their parts. It was just like, "Oh, you've already done the bass for that? Ah, sweet, cool, let's keep moving."
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
if you didn't know that, you wouldn't know. Like,
Yeah,
that's just that's
I did
technology these
Buzzkill
days.
in the shed out the back, and the half of the vocals was on the phone. I think I did one with the interface and then one with the phone audio, and then Antix was like,
Yep.
"I went with the phone audio because it just sounded more. It just suited the vibe of the song."
It was literally recorded in a garden shed. Like all that kind of reverb on his voice on that final song on the record. That's just the sound of his shed. I just lent into
Just
that.
shed world doing its thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Scott's like, "Oh my god, this sounds like I don't know how you're gonna do anything with this." I'm like, "Dude, this is a vibe. I love it. Let's not touch it."
Nice. So
Yeah.
I'm hearing Joe's name a lot with the writing, the composition of the songs. Like, did he really like step up a lot, and is he really not just keeping a beat, but a team player with the everything like that?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, 100%.
Joe's been great since he joined. He joined just as we got back from America, and we've known Joe since like he was like 16. His other band, Razors Wolves, used to like play with Nerdlinger. Before they were even allowed in licensed venues here, they'd sneak him in and they play. And when he joined the band, he had like a week to learn the set, and then he was playing with us, and now he's definitely one of the driving forces.
Yeah, he was telling us of that first show. So yeah, two of the guys in Raised as Wolves, I think, was 16, and then Brad was the only one that was 18. So they all got to hang around, and we were obviously drinking and whatever, and we were on our way to Queensland the next day. So we were like, "Oh, you guys were sick, yeah, cool. Like, why don't you join us on tour? Come up to Queensland with us." And because they were under 18, their parents had to be there as well. 18 being the legal drinking age in Australia, that matter they can do. And he goes up to his mum. He's like, "Mum, I'm going to Queensland. These guys want us to go play a show with them." And his mum's like, "No, you're not. You've got school tomorrow. Going to Queensland on tour with this band you just met. You're going to school." He's like, "Oh, fine, mum." And then, full circle 10 years later or something. Now he's going to Queensland and we're eating hot dogs.
Nice. There we go. Yeah. Trying to eat hot dogs.
Trying to eat hot dogs, yeah.
All right. Well, before we wrap everything up, I just want to the question we kind of throw out if we can in all of our interviews, but we obviously try to cover bands all around the world. And are there any bands that are kind of on your radar that our readers should be checking out?
I've been smashing Ways Away lately, which I know they're a bit more established, but they're bloody sick. I don't know, they've just dodged my playlist and my finding of music for a while. And they've been my, like, every morning driving to work, just putting on their album, just being like, "Yeah, oh, this is sick." But yeah, Ways Away, my recommendation at the moment.
Okay. Good.
I'm also a big fan of Early Flights from Spain.
Spain.
Sick bunch of people. Yeah, we met them at Fest. They weren't playing, they were just there as punters, and they absolutely we just got on straight away. It might have been the shots, it might have been the music, but they're a bunch of legends. They've only got 2 EPs. I did some cameo vocals on their second one, which was pretty fun. They had a song that wasn't gonna be on the album, and then they sent it to me. I was like, "Oh, I like this beat," and so I just made up some vocals for it and was like, "You guys could do this if you want." And they were like, "Yeah, okay." And then, I did some little cameo stuff, and we recorded that. I recorded my parts in a shed for that as well. It was a much bigger, more elaborate shed,
It
but
seems to be a
still a
pattern for
shed
you.
nonetheless. Oh, big shed guy. Love my sheds.
Scott spends most of his time in the tool shed.
Yep, that probably explains why I'm such a massive tool. I feel at home there, surrounded by friends.
I've definitely got a couple of Aussie bands worth checking out as well. Kind of, I guess, they're a band I work with on, well, of all these bands I work with, and on my label, Deaf Wolf Records. Clay J Gladstone, kind of emo, sad party punk. We've played a couple of shows with them as well, and we've realised that both Scotty and the singer from Clay J, Tim, are kindred spirits. If we ever tour together, I don't know if they'll survive. Like,
we won't. Only one of us is coming home, and it's going to be neither of us.
yeah. That's like parallel universes meeting. It's crazy. Another one being Saint Sinner, heavier band, metalcore, but very good band, very good work ethic, very good songs. And Rory, the singer from Saint Sinner, did our 2 recent film clips for Hard Questions and Moonshine. And he's also now, as of last week, taken over our socials because we are absolutely useless. So
you might have
see
noticed
there's a bunch of
good all of a sudden.
bunch of funny content coming out. That's all from Rory. Like, I think when he sent me, I don't know if you've seen the Moonshine clip, but at the end, the credits, we had nothing to do with those credits. That was all him. And I saw that. I just looked at it. I was like, dude, you get us.
Yeah, when I posted about it, I'm like, you definitely have to stay for the credits because those were hilarious. Like,
so good. Yeah, he's a genius. It's awesome. And the third one being Brooklyn Comic, another kind of like emo, but still like they definitely have like a punk ethos and very strong like mental health awareness message in that band as well. And they are for me the most like underrated band going around at the moment. Their songs are awesome, and they are absolutely awesome live too. Yeah,
I'd also say, speaking of underrated, bloody Ebola Goldfish, who we've been touring with for absolute ever. I would say easily the most underrated band on the planet. They're 2 identical twins, the singers, Andy and Gav, and their harmonies are just like mwah. They wrote Andy helped us write a lot of Trendsetter, the EP we did before Happy Place, and a lot of Happy Place as well. It really helped us nail those harmonies, and it just sounds like one person has been split in 2, which I think is how twins actually work. But yeah, those guys, and also SM, who we play a lot of shows with as well, hugely underrated, punk rock pianist. They just smash it out, man. They're playing gigs every single weekend in the city and just having a kick-ass time every time they do it, and they just put on such a sick show. It's good. I also have a side project with SM called Scissors SPF, which stands for Scissors Paper Fuck, and we've played 0 shows. I've had like a whole bunch of rehearsals where we don't even touch our instruments. We just get really drunk, and it's a lot of fun.
Rehearsals.
Rehearsals.
Sorry, honey, kids, I'm going to rehearsal.
Yeah, for some reason their rehearsals always used to consist of the balcony outside my bedroom at fucking sunrise.
We're doing sunrise. We're sneaking upstairs like a bunch of kids with shovels building jumps, just being like, we're going up to watch the sunrise. It's like, fucking get out, don't give a shit about your sunrise. Get downstairs, go back to bed. We're like, we didn't go to bed to begin with. And, it's good night. Good night. Good night, yeah. It's cloudy anyway. Yeah. It's a good quote that pops up quite often about Antix. I don't give a fucking shit about your sunrise. Not a sunrise guy.
No.
When I'm trying to sleep.
It's
true.
After those long nights of rehearsals, you get some rest. Well, excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time and coordinating this. It's difficult. You guys are 17 hours ahead of me, so it's morning for you, nighttime for going into nighttime for me. But once again, thank you very much for taking the moment to stop on by and do this for us. Nerdlinger's new album, Growing Up Is Getting Old, is out this Friday, November 28th. still up for pre-order on the Bandcamps and everywhere else. It's P
Prerecords.com and
Records.
Disconnect.
Disconnect. Yeah, I was going to
And
say
Negative Progression over in the States.
okay, and Negative Progression. So you can get
Negative progression.
See, you sound like a grocery store's like little jingle that you hear in the grocery store.
Yeah,
Like that,
I'm
the little
working on
ding,
it.
and then
Moving
they
from
tell you about the
celebrates to little
sales.
It's funny because I keep telling him to get into voiceovers.
Yeah. See, you could get
Get
out of
into
government
voiceover
work.
works.
You
You could do both. Be the call
I,
lady.
I do have one
You would
question
call
for
the IT
you.
hotline. We
Oh,
don't give a shit about.
So you've heard the record.
yeah.
What's your favorite song and what's your least
Oh,
favorite song?
shit. Shit. So I don't think I have a least favorite song because I'm not allowed to do that. They're all really, really, really good. What I find, and I don't want to give too much away because I am writing a review on it. There definitely is. You can taste a lot of the melodic punk that inspires you in the on this album, and it also jumps around a lot compared to Happy Place. Well, Happy Place is great, but there's definitely a bit more variety from like the very straightforward. You're gonna have this melodic punk
Same
banger,
beat.
but then you have but then you have like the bike jumps in Youth of Today, like that is such an outlier, but it's so fun too. It's because like it fits the theme of the album, um,
I have a feeling
and
that song's going to take off and I'm going to be spewing because it's like, if that's the one
Literally
song we get
spewing.
known for and we have to play it all the time, we're like, yeah, it's so fun. Way outside my comfort zone. It'll take off for that reason.
Also, I
um,
did just buy a 7-string, so watch this space.
no,
There you go.
yeah.
I'm trying to
no,
get fired.
so actually, so this is funny. I think for some reason Quicksand really, 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 really strikes me. But it's funny because that I don't know if it's because that's the one when you originally sent like this the streaming link and that one wasn't working. So it wasn't until you sent me the physical files that I got to hear it. And like so the anticipation is built up because I heard like only the first like 5 seconds, then it went skip, 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 and then jump to the next song. So
Ah.
when I finally heard it, I'm
It
like,
went five
yes!
seconds, then I heard a truck reversing through it.
Yeah. No, but it's good. Calypso is a great like pseudo closing track. You have like the buzzkill at the end, but Calypso is like very anthemic. Um and there's a lot of sing along to it. Like a lot of crowd people are going to be wanting to sing along to these songs.
I feel like I
Um
had to
Joe's
fight
going
to
to
keep
hate
that
all
one.
5 minutes.
so
You can't have a punk song that's 5 minutes long. Fuck off. We're putting it on the record.
okay.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah, that was Joe saying that too. I don't want to play drums for 5 minutes. Well, we recorded it, now you have to. So,
So
too bad.
actually, before we go, one quick question. Why is it what would Millencolin could do?
Literally the working title, and we never renamed it. That was one song that Tim came up with on the spot in a rehearsal. I happened to already be recording. Like songs fall out of that guy when you have a guitar in
Wow.
his hand. It's crazy.
Yeah,
And
great
like I
songs.
think like literally the first demo on that, it was a song for half an hour, and it was start to finish. Basically, like the blueprint was there, the melody was there, the lyrics weren't there, but like I think the chorus was he came up with that on the spot, and we just felt like because he's like it's an homage to Millencolin, so
Right.
that's why we just kind of stuck with the name. The other one that was like that was I keep wanting to call it Iron Tim because that's what we called it for ages, but what's it called? Battlegrounds, Hold Your Fire.
Yeah,
Same
yep.
thing. I think it was the same night. Just Tim again just came
I
up
think
with
it
that.
was
And he's
actually,
like,
yeah, it
let's
was
do
two
an
for one.
Iron Chic song. So I called it Iron Tim, and it would only got changed at the last minute.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
Well, yeah. So, yeah, Tim, don't lose that guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
We might lose him on tour, but
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
we lose him all the time, but we find him again.
Find
Yeah,
him
we got like
again.
a punk band attached to him, so we follow the breadcrumbs.
we'll put an air
Awesome.
tag on him.
Yeah. Well, once again, guys, thank you very much for taking the time for this, and we look forward to hearing more from you, and we'll have you back on sometime in the future, maybe just because we need a laugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks for having me, man.
anytime.
This has been fun.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely. You ever need voiceovers, you hit me up, mate. You're listening to Jeff Sorley in the morning. Beep, 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 beep.
That sounds like a plan. All right. Thank you very much, guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, dude.
Cheers.
Legend.
Thank you.
See ya, bye.
Bye.